A regular viewer of the channel asked me to review this movie and its sequels, and I thought, you know what, I haven't seen these movies actually, I haven't seen them in years, and I grew up with the first and the second one, so this could be fun. The Mummy is an action-adventure horror film that follows American adventurer Rick O'Connell, who travels to Hamunaptra, which is the city of dead in Egypt, with an archaeologist and her brother. While they're there, they accidentally awaken Imhotep, who was the high priest from the reign of Pharaoh Seti I, who has been cursed for eternity. O'Connell is portrayed by Brendan Fraser, who had just gotten off of the success of George of the Jungle, and actually, looking back at that movie, I'm surprised it made so much money in the box office. He does a very adequate job as O'Connell. I had a lot of fun watching him, and he looks like he's having a lot of fun, and he's fairly charming. There's plenty of room for O'Connell to become this wonderful and layered horror hero, but there's just not enough character behind the, well, character. Wordplay. I know I'm lame. And borderline stupid. Plus it kind of felt like it was simply Fraser playing Fraser. Rachel Weisz portrays Evelyn Carnahan, who's a librarian, wannabe archaeologist, and the love interest for O'Connell. And she portrays the character really well, having fun being this likable and clumsy yet intelligent young woman who mostly cleans up after O'Connell and constantly thinks on him. Arnold Vosloo portrays Imhotep, the antagonist of the film, and he's fantastic as he always is when he plays a villain. But sadly, he's treated as a secondary character, and his acting is very restricted, especially because there's many scenes where they replace him with a full CGI mummy. As for the story, this isn't so much a horror film as it is a sort of Indiana Jones clone, but it works off of the Indiana Jones feel fairly well. There were times, though, where it felt like the director and the studios wanted two different things. One of them wanted a pure action movie, and then the other one wanted like a big budget horror film. And sometimes the balance worked, but not always. But nevertheless, it's still a really fun story. One thing that really annoyed me rewatching this was I noticed that they played up on a lot of or certain stereotypes for most characters, and especially the Arabs. Being shown as messy, stinky, and just being generally unpleasant, and it actually began to annoy me within the first 20 minutes. The visual effects aren't too bad, actually. They still hold up for the most part, or somewhat to this day, but they definitely look dated in a few scenes, especially when Imhotep is shown as a corpse, whose CGI just seems to look way too animated to be realistic. The musical score is composed by Jerry Goldsmith, and I actually feel that this was his last great score. He went on to do a few I think at least 10, maybe 15 scores after The Mummy, but I still think that this is the best one that he had, and sadly he died 5 years after the film was released. The score has amazing action cues, a very pleasant love theme, and I feel that it really captures the spirit of Egypt. In the end, the 1999 version of The Mummy is not a great film, I mean that's obvious, but in some aspects when you really think about it, it's not even a good film. But it's fucking fun as hell, and it's just the perfect example of a popcorn flick. So for all those reasons that I listed out, as well as my own nostalgia and enjoyment of the film since I was a kid, I'm going to give The Mummy, the 1999 version, 3 reels. Well, that'll do it for me today. Please subscribe if you haven't already for more reviews and content. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and farewell until the next video. Bye.